In 2025, Australia is pulling moves that leave the United States scrambling to keep up. While Americans argue over politics and patch-broken systems, Aussies are stacking up win after win, and the results are jaw-dropping. From bold diplomacy to a greener future, I'm about to reveal 10 shocking reasons why Australia is crushing the USA right now. Stick around, because reason 7 will blow your mind, mate. Before we dive in, let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I want to see how many proud Aussies and curious Americans we've got here today. Reason 1. Diplomatic guts. Let's start with foreign policy. While Washington is caught in endless debates, Australia just expelled Iran's ambassador in 2025, sending a clear message that national security and values come first. That's not just politics, that's courage on the world stage. Meanwhile, the US struggles to project strength abroad. With fractured policies and mixed signals, even allies are left guessing where America stands. Australia, on the other hand, has proven it can make bold, decisive moves. Quick poll. Do you think strong diplomacy matters more than military might? Drop a yes or no in the comments. I'll feature some of your answers in the next video. But guts in politics are just the start. Reason 2. Protest passion. In 2025, tens of thousands of Australians marched together for Gaza, showing unity across backgrounds, beliefs, and generations. It wasn't just a protest, it was a signal that when Aussies care, they act. Compare that to the US, where protests often spiral into violent clashes, political divides, and endless chaos. The difference? Unity versus division. In Australia, the streets became a symbol of solidarity. In the US, too often they look like battlegrounds. Question for you. When's the last time you saw a protest that actually brought people together instead of tearing them apart? Share your take. I'll pin the sharpest comment. And that unity? It doesn't stop in the streets. It's showing up in everyday life too. Reason 3. Housing hustle. Housing has been a nightmare worldwide. But here's the shocker. Australia's rental reforms in 2025 are protecting tenants in ways Americans can only dream of. New caps, renter protections, and accountability for landlords are making a real difference. Meanwhile, in the US, evictions are spiking, homelessness is rising, and families are being forced onto the streets. It's not just an economic issue, it's a moral one. If you've ever struggled with rent, type rent in the comments. You'll be surprised how many others here have faced the same fight. But housing isn't the only place Australia is leaving the US behind. Reason 4. Healthcare heroes. Australia's universal healthcare system is saving lives and saving wallets in 2025. Need treatment? You get it, without facing decades of crushing debt. Now look at the US, a broken system where medical debt is the #1 cause of bankruptcy. People delay treatment, ration medicine, and skip checkups because they simply can't afford care. Australians, meanwhile, don't have to choose between groceries and going to the hospital. That's not just a win, it's humanity in action. Be honest. Would you trade US freedom of choice in healthcare for Australia's free coverage? Comment, freedom or free care. Let's settle this one. But money and medicine are just part of the story. What about the truth we're all exposed to? Reason 5. Speech smarts. In 2025, Australia has struck a balance with speech laws, protecting free expression while cracking down on dangerous disinformation. Social platforms face accountability. Hate speech gets checked, the public trust grows. Meanwhile, in the US, misinformation spreads like wildfire. From conspiracy theories to election lies, the system is flooded, and it's tearing communities apart. Australia's approach isn't about silencing voices, it's about protecting reality. And in an age where truth is under attack, that might be one of the smartest moves any nation can make. Drop A in the comments if you think the truth is worth protecting. Reason 6. Gun-free goals. Here's a chilling fact. Australia hasn't had a school shooting in decades. In the US, tragedies make headlines year after year. This isn't by chance. It's the result of strict gun laws passed after the Port Arthur massacre. While Americans keep debating the Second Amendment, Australia quietly built a culture of safety. That's a stat every parent can be proud of. Comment safe if you'd rather send your kids to school in Australia than worry every single day. But hold on, because this next reason might shock even Aussies. Reason 7. Innovation versus livability. Here's the twist nobody saw coming. Sure, Americans are still leading the world in tech and innovation, but ask an Aussie what they'd rather have, and the answer's clear. Livability beats gadgets. In 2025, surveys show Australians rank higher in quality of life, happiness, and work-life balance. People envy the US for Silicon Valley. But what's the point of innovation if you can't even afford a doctor? Or if you're working 3 jobs just to pay rent? Tell me this in the comments. Would you pick US innovation or Australian livability if you could only have one? I'll pin the best debate answer. And speaking of entertainment, this next point will blow your mind, mate. Reason 8. Talent takeover. In 2025, The Voice Australia is pulling international buzz like never before. Contestants are going viral on TikTok, Spotify streams are breaking records, and global audiences are tuning in. Meanwhile, American Idol, the once mighty giant, is struggling to stay relevant. Even Americans admit it's a shadow of its former self. It's a cultural shift. Australia isn't just watching global entertainment anymore, it's exporting it. If you've ever been proud of an Aussie talent making it big overseas, type star in the comments. I want to see how many of you are backing local legends, but talent isn't the only place Aussies are winning. Just wait until you hear about this next one. Reason 9. Shipping wins. Think deliveries don't matter? Tell that to the Americans still waiting on delayed packages from USPS. Meanwhile, Australia Post has quietly become one of the most efficient delivery services in the developed world. It's such a contrast that even Americans are joking online. Want your package on time? Move to Australia. Comment your worst delivery nightmare below. I'll read them for laughs in the next upload. And all of this momentum leads to one final reason, the most important of them all. Reason 10. Green future. While the US grid struggles with blackouts and climate debates drag on, Australia is powering ahead with renewables. Solar, wind, and battery storage are hitting record highs in 2025. It's not just about clean energy, it's about independence. Fewer blackouts, cheaper power, and a future Aussies can actually rely on. In the US, the conversation is still about if and when. In Australia, it's already happening. Drop a plant emoji if you believe clean energy is the real game changer. So there you have it. 10 shocking reasons why Australia is crushing the USA in 2025. 1. Diplomatic guts 2. Protest passion 3. Housing hustle 4. Healthcare heroes 5. Speech smart 6. Gun-free goals 7. Livability over innovation 8. Talent takeover 9. Shipping wins 10. A green future. And that's just the start. The world is watching, and for once, the spotlight is shifting south of the equator. Aussies, I want to hear from you. What's the #1 reason you're proud of Australia right now? Drop your answer in the comments. I'll shout out the best ones in the next video. If you're from the US, what's one thing you wish America would copy from Australia? Let's hear the wish list. And if you've made it this far, hit that like button, subscribe for more geography shocks, and share this with a mate who still thinks the US is unbeatable, because in 2025, the land down under is leading the way.